time, Bears fans. Another edition of the Chicago Bears podcast coming your way. Pat the designer, Shea Norling in the building. Bears take a loss to the Green Bay Packers 28-21. A hard-fought second half in a game that I think there's a lot of mixed emotions on, which is, oddly enough, a good thing here in Chicagoland based on the history of this game. We got to break everything down that we saw in that. Couple of big hot points that we got to hit on from the game. Of course, the final play of the game, Ben Johnson's mindset going into that final play of the game, and defense going to do anything? All that and more in today's episode of the Chicago Bears podcast. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Today's episode is always brought to you by Underdog. Make picks, win money. Shea, they have just stopped listening because you showed up on the show. How are you, my friend?
I'll survive. I get paid on the 15th and the 30th.
Yeah, it cracks me up when I get that tweet. It's just like, he's back. I'm not watching. And then I'm like, but you commented here.
I know.
You said this.
I know. And you know, like the funniest part of it is too, it's like it's always, and look, I don't care, but like think what you want to think. It's always hater. Hey, oh, he doesn't think we can beat the Packers.
Well, my favorite is that you're a Lions fan.
He's such a hater. Yeah. Oh, pocket Lions fan. Guys, I'm not a Lions fan. Oh, pocket Lions fan. He's a hater. He says we can't beat the Packers. And it's like I can be wrong. I'm allowed to be wrong.
Yeah. And almost were.
And I almost was.
Well,
Maybe not really, but like I almost was. It just, dude, it's the same thing. Look, no, I laid the 6.5 with Green Bay. I said I was doing that on the show with Tyler. I did pregame. But it's also not like everybody hears that and they go, oh, what, you think the Bears are terrible? You're just ripping on them? No. You don't? No, I think the Bears are very good. I also just think there's a reality in the National Football League where you don't wake up and win every game that you play.
Yeah.
And you go on the road against a team that also plays football for money. Like, that's the whole thing is some of the conversation, and like I don't blame anybody. It's been such a brutal stretch that if you're a Bears fan, you just want to like play euphoria ball and walk around with your chandelier in your hand. Just like, this is great.
There's a lot of Conor McGregor walk going on in the city. Even today. I'm still Conor McGregor walking.
I am too. I thought it was a credibility loss. Honestly. Like, that was as impressive as a loss could have looked at Green Bay. And I thought you proved your mettle, that you were legit, that you can contend, you can play bar for bar with the NFC's elite. But it's just the reality of, like, guys, you're not going to win every game.
Yeah.
It's not just, you're not the cock of the walk. And I think everybody got a little high on the supply of being the number one seed in the NFC. Well, a little news flash. The NFC's really good, and one loss made you the 7. So it's just like, it's the NFL. Everybody needed to take a breath. You lost to the Packers. I think it says nothing about what you are this season. You're going to have a chance to avenge it. I thought for the second half, you played really well, and hopefully the first half and the final play, that last sequence, it's a couple learning experiences that you take into the next matchup. But the reality ultimately for me is I never thought you were winning a Super Bowl. I never thought you were winning the NFC. I think that is reserved for teams like the Pack. I think it's reserved for teams like the Rams. You can talk about them in that vein. I never thought that was the Bears. But the idea that a year before, I believe you will be able to say that. Because 2026 and 2027, like 2026, I think you're winning the North. And I think you will be a Super Bowl contender. This year, you're not. That's not an insult. You're very good. You're on the rise. But it's just like, you were a year ahead of schedule, and the fact that in this ascension season, you could go to Green Bay and play them that way, it says so much about what's being built here.
Yeah.
That I thought it was great. It was as much credibility as you can gain in a loss as I've seen in the NFL.
It looked like you belonged on the field. That's my biggest thing, right? And it's always been the one takeaway I wanted to see is you're not going to win every game. And here's the reality of it, right? Like the hater talk or whatever you're going to call Shea. Like, I know everybody likes to get in their feelings about that. We all had the Packers and Bears splitting. Or you had the Bears getting swept. Like, I remember everybody preseason. No one had us sweeping the Packers, except, listen, I'm not going to say no one. The fanatics out there, the people that are, bear down every down.
Yeah, do what you got to do.
You know what I mean? Like, that's okay. Like, I'm not saying that you didn't believe that, but, like, the realistic conversation was, if you are a really good team this year, based off of what you saw last season, you felt like you could go out there and split with the Packers. And even some of those people went the other direction when Micah Parsons showed up in Green Bay. So I thought yesterday's game, listen, there's a couple of things that were key takeaways for me in this game. And I thought Cole Kmet said it best. We're a good football team. That's a really good football team. And it pains me to say that, but that was the difference in this game. You had maybe 3 or 4 plays that truly changed. And I mean 3 or 4 actual plays. Like literally, there are 4 plays that I look at. The Bo Melton pass at the end of the half, 14-3 hurt you. Real bad the rest of that way. Austin Booker jumping on TJ Edwards with a perfect move call. And he gets the false start, but Austin Booker kind of initiates it by moving. I thought that not tackling Josh Jacobs. And, of course, the final play, listen, Caleb got to throw a better ball. That's what it comes down to.
I'll tell you another thing.
Caleb's got to throw a better ball.
I thought the play call was terrible.
I don't. And here's the only issue I have with the play call. Are you saying the play call for the game or that play call specifically?
That specific play call. I hated the whole sequence at the end of the game. I thought it was terrible.
Here's where it makes sense for what they were trying to do. I don't know. I think where most people will disagree is that the mindset that you went to or that you should go with. If you're trying to win the game, how you called it was perfect, and actually the Packers called it wrong. Matt LaFleur should have burned a timeout based on what was happening. But
I thought both coaches made mistakes, to be clear.
He kind of was like, let's see if y'all can beat us. Caleb throws a better ball there. The play is there. The first read is DeAndre Swift. Second read is Cole Kmet. Everybody's like, you got to get the ball to DJ Moore. DJ Moore is the third read in that if running the football isn't there.
It's also, guys, we're not playing Madden. That throw is so hard.
It's crazy. But what I will say is this. Caleb went through his progression, saw open man, threw to open man. That's improvement. Has to throw a better ball that he just threw last week in a tougher situation. Like, I'm not upset with the play call there. I think, if anything, where I'm willing to debate it more is it the right decision to be that aggressive to say, F it, we're going to go down here and try and win? To the point where Ben Johnson said, if we score that touchdown, we're going for 2. We're not going to overtime.
I'm going to lay out both parts. First I'll address the play call, and then second I'll explain why I didn't like how we managed the clock. So the play call aspect, for me, when you did it against the Eagles, you had the lead.
Yeah.
And it wasn't 4th down. It wasn't some total gotta-have-it situation. Anytime you roll your quarterback left as a righty, you're going to struggle.
Yeah.
Like, it's not anything that I'm putting on Caleb. I'm not calling Caleb bad. A righty quarterback going left, throwing against the natural motion of his body, it's really difficult. It makes it a way lower percentage play than I want to run on 4th and 1. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Second part, I know we made the throw the week before, but there's a little different context. It's about 15 yards deeper against the Packers
and
into the red zone.
About 20 miles of wind.
No. But
I'm saying on the pass, we were going with the wind, so you got to put less on that ball to
right.
that situation.
And he was also at the 30-yard line instead of at the 15-yard line, which is important because the back line of the end zone is so much closer in Green Bay than it was in Philly, which I think is why the timing got fucked up. The Eagles game, when he runs that same play, does the pump fake, the little double clutch, and then he lets go of it, but there's more room for Cole to run underneath it and stay open. Against the Packers, people are like, well, why did Cole slow his route and all this stuff? He has to, or he'll be out of bounds. The back line of the end zone is playing safety, and Caleb takes as much time to throw the ball as he did in Philly. It's just got to be out quicker.
Yeah.
If he gets rid of it sooner, then it's probably a touchdown. It's a learning moment.
Yeah.
Now, the end of the game, why I didn't like it was I thought once you got to 2nd down, you should have more urgency than letting the clock run. I'm not saying use a timeout and stop it, but get up and run a play. Taking the play clock to 10 seconds before we're out of the huddle, I thought was a really big mistake that ended up biting you in the ass. Because if you just get up and run a play and get a first down, then I can take my time out, and then I got 2 left, and I can run this 4-down set however I want to from first and goal. I can run it twice, then take my shots. But because of the way he let the clock wind into the 30s, it was like 1 minute and 11 seconds, then he went to 37, and then they snapped the ball on second down. You don't pick up the first. It's now 3rd and 1. You're trying to pick up the 4th. You have to use a timeout. You don't pick up the first on 3rd down. Now you're really in a trick bag, because even if you get the first down, and they went for the end zone, so it's irrelevant, but even if you had gotten the first down, which people wanted, like just pound Monungai, well, now you're in a situation where you get 3 shots at the end zone. You can't run the ball because you only have the 1 timeout. Like, you just put yourself in such a low percentage chance, when I thought if you'd showed a little more urgency a couple plays before, you wouldn't have had to be in such a pressure cooker.
I mean, I agree with that in the aspect of there is, you probably could have gotten more plays in there. I think that there was maybe a change of that final philosophy. I think, Ben, like how you were running the football, I think there was a little shock there that you got stopped on 3rd and 1. Isaac Trapillo gets destroyed. Yeah. And you get stopped there. And I think the mindset, I think they snapped the ball at 37 seconds, I want to say they did, or 33 seconds. The play goes off at 27 or something like that. Like, to me, you're trying to be aggressive, and then you got punched in the mouth, and you had to kind of recover from that. The only issue I have with it is Caleb had been so good going to the right. You're on the right hash mark.
Same thing.
Go to the right. Like, he had been so good going to – and by the way, because of how they played it, it worked to the right. There's a lot that goes into that play, and I think what's – we say it's the same play as the Philly play. There are stark differences, and there are things that didn't play out. Me and Jake Santos, who played quarterback at D1 college in Hawaii, we're talking about the play. And it doesn't execute the same way. The timing is off, where Colston Loveland, who is behind, who's supposed to be the player that comes across the middle and essentially takes the DB who's guarding Cole, forces him to make a decision to play up or play back. He's not in the play because he's pretty much right next to Caleb when the play snaps off, has to go all the way out and come all the way back. You see him come into the play late. Like, the execution was my biggest issue, and it was my biggest issue in the first half of the game. The play calls were fine, and I think that this is the thing where you go from being a good team to a really good team, which is what I felt like you played this Sunday. Your execution was not good. What your play calling was, and I know a lot of people are going to say, well, I didn't like how Ben Johnson called plays. Ben Johnson gave Caleb Williams a big chunk play that he could hit to extend a drive. He missed it by a lot, like overthrew. He basically threw it to me and Shea here in Chicago. Ben Johnson gave Colston Loveland a great route. He doesn't bring the ball in. Really good defensive play, but he doesn't bring the ball in. Like, there are plays that you can see in the first half. I thought the end around to DJ Moore, it was the one play where I said, I hate this play call. This makes no sense. I'm going to stop saying that, because in the second half, that same formation is the pitch play to DeAndre Swift, where he takes it for about 7 yards up the middle. Like, everything has another play built off of it.
It's a setup.
The play calling is brilliant. You have to execute. You have to be better. And on the last 2 plays of the game, player execution is your biggest problem. If you want to say he should have run the football, that's fine, right? You go get the first down. Cole Kmet's open. Cole Kmet's incredibly open. The play worked. You have to execute it and be on time. And so for me, I look at that and say the last 2 plays, Monungai getting stuffed because Isaac Trapillo just gets killed. Poor player execution. Final throw from Caleb. Even Caleb said it. I got to give Cole a better chance at that ball.
Yep. Well, I would say I think the final play is a really good example of not everybody should have access to film. This is one where, like,
the DJ Moore aspect of this is insane. Irritating my soul.
And I hate, like, you log onto Twitter and people are like, how does Caleb not see this? How does Caleb not do that? How does Caleb not do X, Y, and Z?
This is my favorite. This is my favorite. Like, if he waits another second, DJ is open because they'll rush him. That means there are 2 6'5", 300-pound men in his face, and this ain't the Diddy Doc. You don't want that in football.
If you want to be critical of Caleb, there are plenty of plays you can go to without just singling in on this last one and picking it to death.
Yeah.
and a lot of people who don't even know what they're talking about. And like
some who you would think would. Emmanuel Acho out here. I mean, listen, at this point, Acho's just teeth and takes.
I'm not calling anybody out specifically because I don't know. I don't know how it's called in the huddle. I don't know what the game, like I saw that play get run against Philly. Was it a little deeper or rather further out from the goal line? Yes. Yeah. So did you have more space to run it? Yeah. Do I like it better in that scenario? Yes. But I have Ben Johnson has as much football knowledge in his pinky as I have in my body.
100%.
So it's just like I'm going to break down tape at my house and go, well, why can't Caleb see this and this and this? Like you don't need to go that far. Yeah. Like my biggest complaint, my stuff is big picture. First half, I thought, why are you not working a little harder to establish the run? Your quarterback started 0 for 5 and 2 for 7. Let's get the run going here a little bit. You know what I mean? Like that's where more my stuff is. And again, I don't even feel like any of this is deserving of like there are some people going, Ben Johnson had a terrible day as a play caller. Okay? That's going to happen. This is the same thing as like
I don't even think he did.
Well, I'm not even arguing whether or not I think he did. I'm just Ben Johnson's going to fuck up, guys.
Yeah.
This is where I got so heated with you when you did the Nick Sirianni versus Ben Johnson thing. Nick Sirianni has fucked up.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's kind of his thing.
And you said to me, like, you don't even think he's a good coach. Well, that's not totally fair. I think he's bad in big spots a lot. Right. He's made really critical mistakes often. Yeah. The rub on that, though, it's the same thing as Kyle Shanahan. You can't blow 3 10-point leads in a Super Bowl without having 3 10-point leads in a Super Bowl. Right. You got to be pretty fucking good to get to that point. Yeah. So it's just like everybody that's talking about Ben Johnson like he's God and we're worshiping at the altar. And I'm watching it. And now today there's this harsh overreaction. Like what a terrible play call, which I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Or you go crazy about Caleb being awful and missing certain reads. And I'm like, guys.
He is who brought you back in this game.
Yeah, I'm like, guys, Ben Johnson's going to fuck up. Yeah. He's going to have a game where you go, what were you doing with the clock? And it might have been yesterday. It might be next week.
Right.
Like it's going to happen. Caleb is going to miss throws. He's not very accurate. It's what it is. Like it's just the Bears are very good.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've painted myself almost as this villain because I'm sitting in a spot where I end up going, this team's really good, but they're not quite there.
They're not a Super Bowl contender
yet. And the euphoria people get mad. But it's just like, dude, you're on the way. And then you have a game like yesterday and all the euphoria people who set themselves up because they're like, we're going up there and winning. Now you're needlessly angry.
But see, what I will say is this. For those people, that's where the euphoria needs to be focused on something. The reason that I'm optimistic coming out of this game, the reason that I'm like, I actually said, and I didn't want it to be either of the Packers games, although I kind of expected it to be one of them. I feel like a loss at this point is okay.
Of course it is.
We've seen teams go into the playoffs with, 9 straight wins, and then they they miss the bye, and then didn't the Packers do this with Aaron Rodgers? Then you got into the first round, and San Francisco kicked your head in at home.
They lost in the first round with Aaron Rodgers a lot.
You know what I mean? Like that. So like to me, I feel like this is a refocusing moment, and I've said this multiple times. The reason that this is a moment to me for Bears fans to come together and agree on something, what you're upset about player execution. You're upset about Caleb not making that throw. You're upset about not tackling Josh Jacobs, right? Like I think these are the things that are kind of the big conversation today. Ben Johnson's twice as pissed as you are.
Yeah.
And he actually can do something about it and will do something about it. You think Ozzie Trapillo ain't sitting in film tomorrow getting an earful about missing one of the biggest blocks of the game? He don't care that he's a rookie. Like, that's the thing for me where my euphoria comes from. What is Ben Johnson now going to do these next 4 games? Because the last time you had a game like this, you won 5 straight games. And it was kind of like, yes, they were close games, but you always felt like we're in a little bit of control here. Maybe exception end of that Bengals game. That felt like it was out of control. But for the most part, it was like, all right, we've got the better play caller. We've got the opportunity to kind of handle this. Yes, it's going to come down to something last minute, but we're actually really good at these moments, which is why I don't mind Ben Johnson being ballsy yesterday because you've been really good in these moments. You had your opportunity. One of the 6 times over the past 2 years, Caleb didn't show up. In that moment, I would put the game in itself on other parts, but for sure in that moment, that was the spot where you thought he was going to show up. So my euphoria comes from knowing that Ben Johnson's as pissed as all the pissed off Bears fans, if not more so, and that he's actually going to do something about it. Could you imagine Flus at 9-4? He would have been blowing up air balloons. He would have been, listen, tough loss. You hate to see that, but, we're going to come together. We've got family. We've got friends. I've got Shea. Look at this phenomenal sweater. We're going to hug him. We're going to tell him to score. And, we're going to get out of here. That's the mindset, and that's where we're going with. Ben Johnson might kill somebody. I am in fear of Ozzie Trapillo's life. I'm not going to lie to you.
Now, look, I get what you're doing. And I agree. Ben Johnson can be furious.
Yes.
But the point that I've tried to get across to people, because, you go, the last time we lost a game like this, we won 5 straight. Yeah. Let's be honest. These next 5 games, 4 games, whatever it is, this exists in a little bit of a different context. And I am somebody, guys, and it's not, again, this isn't a shot at the Bears, and it's not me doing the hater thing. But if you take an honest appraisal of what the NFC looks like, I got to tell you, I have a feeling your Week 18 game against the Lions is for the final playoff.
It's going to matter, 100%.
I think that is the winner of that game is going to be the final playoff team in the NFC. Just how I see it playing out. Yeah. And I can be wrong. But I'm saying that to say...
But that may be 2 11-5 teams going to
correct.
War.
Because the way the NFC is playing out, it's becoming almost a certainty that an 11-win team is going to be left at home.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think about. And it's of course, the year the Bears get good is the year that a fucking 11-win team won't make the playoffs. That's insane. Yeah. No, but I say that just to be look, if I don't think it's going to happen, but if the Bears lose out, is anybody going to look back at this season and go, man, what a disappointment? No.
I wouldn't look at it and say it's a disappointment. I would say...
You might have a sour taste without ending.
Well, you have to look at probably a lot that's on the roster right now and go, what led to this, right? Because yesterday, what led to...
Okay, hold on. But
go ahead.
Because that's going to happen anyway.
Yeah.
They're going to look at this defense and go, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's the defensive line.
Kyler Gordon, we can't rely on you to be available. Yeah. The defensive line gets 0 pressure. That's going to happen regardless. The point I'm making is, if I had told you in August, you're getting a 9-8 season, and it's going to include a dream ride until December, where you it's not 9-8 and you beat up on some people late in the year to get there. It's we played meaningful games all of December. You would have sold your soul for it.
Yeah.
If they win one more game and they finish 10-7 and they miss the playoffs, anybody going to look back and go, boy, that was disappointing?
No.
If they're the team that's left at home after winning 11 games, is anybody going to go, man, that was disappointing? No. There is no world where this season ends and it's anything short of a success.
Yeah.
It's year 1 Ben Johnson. It's already gravy on the mashed potatoes. Anything you do from this point forward as far as winning is just more gravy on your mashed potatoes. So that's where, for me, I'm just you went and proved that you can play with the Packers. I can't wait for next year, because next year I get to do this show, and I get to spend an offseason saying, we're winning this division, we're going to host a playoff game at Soldier Field, and we're going to contend to go to a Super Bowl.
Listen.
That's what they've shown me this year.
Yeah. And I'll be honest with you. For me, I am, sky's the limit. We'll see what this season is, but this last 4 games here, I get it. The angst is there. Now I have much less angst. Remember last week I was I'm more worried that we could lose to the Browns than the Packers, because I think that the Bears could come to play. The Bears may do some devious things to the Packers or to the Browns this week. After what I saw in that Titans Browns game, which I don't know if I've ever seen a coach literally just hate a player like this.
Taking Shedeur Sanders out.
Hate.
Yeah,
taking
Shedeur Sanders out on the 2 point.
Did Dion do something to Stefanski's girl back in the day? Like, what happened here?
I'm going to play devil's advocate because I'm a loser and I've watched the Browns a lot this year.
Yeah.
They have done a ton of short yardage stuff with Quinshon Judkins as a Wildcat quarterback getting the snap. So it's not like
it's not new.
It's just this is the moment that everybody saw because Shedeur was playing and they yanked him on the 2-point try. They do this.
Yeah.
The fact that it didn't work, it's
Run
become
a ton of wild. His first game they did.
Yeah,
his first game
they've done a bunch of short yardage and they've had success with it with Quinshon Judkins.
The pass was crazy, though.
So it's not.
It was a crazy play call.
It was nuts. I'm not disagreeing. It was nuts. I also think like people getting on Cleveland, probably losing is best case for them. Get as high of a pick as possible.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting next couple of weeks for them. But listen, it's not a team that you can overlook.
No, they play for money too.
I think that there's some Ben Johnson pent up aggression that Cleveland may get, and I can say that because like I feel confident in who this team is with Ben Johnson. What you saw in Green Bay should have given you more faith that the gap between you and Green Bay is not a chasm. It is more of a creek that you have to cross. And you almost made it, but you fell in the water at the end.
Yep.
Like, I feel really good about where you're heading right now. And I think this next 4 games, listen, I don't know if I'm going Lou Canella's far. Lou Canella said the Bears went out. There's still some tough teams on this roster.
I don't feel that way at all, to be honest with you.
But I do think there's a great opportunity for you. Coming home, I think the Bears are going to be much more prepared for Green Bay for 4 quarters. I don't like what I saw in the first half of that game. I think the Browns at home is going to be a good win for this team to bounce back on. And there's going to be a little, I would probably say more San Fran than Detroit, but there's going to be a little bit of we're rolling. Let's keep this thing rolling those final 2 games. I think you get one of those 2. Hopefully that's enough to get you into the playoffs.
Yeah, I think they finished 2-2.
2-2
down the stretch here. I do not feel like they went out.
Which is, I mean, that's like you said, that's 11-6.
And
that's a positive season.
If 11-6 ends up with you being left home because the NFC West decided to go fucking crazy this year, like it is what it is, man. It'll hurt like hell.
It'll suck.
I can't imagine a worse pain in sports, to be honest with you. Winning 11 games in the NFL and not making the playoffs. That is a different level of brutality.
We've experienced it.
Have you?
Oh yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, there's a world where you make the playoffs and you see a clear path, and then a kicker.
Dude, I don't know.
This is a kick.
I know, but
that broke a city.
But no. What I would say though is at least that you had a finality. Like I always think about, for me personally, my sports life, it's the 2020 March Madness.
Yeah.
Where Michigan State was a 2 seed, I think, 3 seed. They were one of the hottest teams in the country at the end of the year. Everybody felt like we could win it. It was like Michigan State, Kansas, Dayton getting the most action, and you feel like you can win it, and then COVID cancels the tournament. And I don't even have an answer to it. That's how I would liken winning 11 games in the NFL and getting left home because of tiebreakers and other like wild card teams, whatever. They had a slightly better conference record. It would just feel like my season was canceled. Like I got no closure to what this team was.
I guess if you're a Bears fan this year, it is like you do kind of got to live in this world that it's better to have loved than lost than to have never loved at all. Like getting there is definitely better. But I said this, I walked in, and everybody was like, oh, how you feeling? You okay? It's going to be all right, bud. I was like, I'm not going to lie to you. I've been bathed in the blood of Eberflus losses. Like,
I know.
It's going to take a lot to hurt me.
No, it's
going to take an insane amount of,
maybe that's what it
pain
is.
To destroy me again.
Because I felt the same way yesterday. Like, the game ended, and my wife is sitting on the couch, and Caleb throws the interception, and my wife goes, oh, and she's like all quiet.
Yeah.
She's like, and I go, what? She goes, isn't that really bad? And I go, no, I actually feel pretty good about how this went.
I don't know if I did. I didn't do that. I was hurt. There's a video of me just squatting, going, "Oh God!"
You get my point of like,
it didn't feel like you didn't belong.
You didn't lose a game in some totally illegitimate way where you like got clowned, or your coach just made some absolute bonehead error.
Yeah.
It felt more like when you're watching a big-time Sunday night game or a primetime game between 2 high-level teams.
Yes.
It's the NFL, man. Somebody has to lose.
It's a tip of the hat game.
Yeah, exactly. It's the Derek Jeter respect hat. Like, you guys played your ass off. And it's why Josh Jacobs at the end of the game goes, that ain't the old Bears anymore.
Yeah.
You know, like, even in a loss, you felt that way.
By the way, Micah Parsons, you got to learn how to talk trash, bro. I feel like Micah Parsons trying to talk trash for Matt LaFleur, and he doesn't know how to do it. Like, he's like, I just, they disrespecting, they holding me the whole game and chipping me. And it's like, yeah, you're Micah freaking Parsons. What did you think we were going to do? Like, what was it? Like,
yeah, it's hard too.
I'm sorry that you were gassed because they beat you up the entire game and you weren't able to be in on the last couple of touchdown plays there. Like, Micah Parsons got to learn how to talk.
Well, also,
they got weird.
Close to the goal line, 3rd and short, you're never going to have Micah Parsons in the game there in those spots either. But I will say, like, I wish he'd just shut up. You know what I mean? Like, don't say anything because the play speaks.
Yeah.
But, because he spoke, he's opened himself up to, empty box score. He didn't do anything. I'm going to be honest. Micah Parsons was a fucking game wrecker yesterday.
The whole first half.
He was insane.
But I also think, and this is, again, why I love what we saw from Ben Johnson. I wasn't expecting I wasn't expecting that bad of a first half, but I wasn't expecting a great first half. You stopped Bo Melton. That was the first half I was expecting, 7-3, because I knew the game plan, and Yurko sat here and said it. Every single play, you find a way to beat Micah Parsons up. You find a way to hit him. You find a way, because by the end of the game, and you saw it, and when that fourth quarter started, they were gashing them for the run. They were destroying them because everybody's sitting there, oh God, oh God. Oh God! Like they're trying to catch their breath because you've done so much.
They wore them down,
the entire game. Your game plan worked. It just you had one play and it didn't go your way.
And that's where, like, the run game. This is what they really proved to me yesterday. The run game's legit. It'll travel.
Top 5
it's going to work anywhere against anyone. Yeah. Nobody's going to be juiced to play you come playoff time if you get in. Yeah. Like, it was as much a credibility loss as I've seen in the NFL. And it was one of those where, how do I want to put this? I don't know what I'm trying to say. I just lost my train of thought. But that's never happened to me on this pod. I've worked 13 straight days, Pat. Now I'm at the end of it. Okay? I'm like,
are you okay?
I had a thought and it just poof, right out of my brain.
Yeah, I've had that happen. Usually I just talk myself through it and hopefully find my way back. But no, listen.
That's what I usually do too, and I'm like, it's not coming to me.
Yeah, you got nothing. It's okay. That's okay. Big Bear down, one love. No, I'm just playing. No, listen, I think at the end of the day, you go through the rest of this season, like you said, feeling confident. I'm walking with the Conor McGregor walk right now. Unfortunately, you take this loss, but the best part about it is 13 days, you get a chance back at him, and you get a chance to prove at home you gave us your best shot, and if we play a little bit better on 4 plays, or I shouldn't say 4 plays, the first half, like before big plays, we have the answer to you.
Oh, I remember.
There it is.
Really, it's Cairo's fault, the whole game. Really? I mean, really.
You did give him, dog.
Really?
I'm not going to lie to you.
I would have rather, I'm honest to God, I would have rather he missed the field goal than make the field goal and then screw up the kickoff.
Yeah.
I would have preferred that you just trade the field position, because the idea that they only had to go 60 yards.
Yeah.
You made it such a short field for them.
Now also, though.
Now, guard
what they figured out.
Guard Bo Melton.
Yeah, Bo Melton, like it, and again, that's fundamental. That play there. You see Kevin Byard come up on the play like he's supposed to. He's playing his zone. Jalen's supposed to drop back. Jaquan's probably too far to the left on that, but he's guarding a zone. That's just a fundamental thing. And I think that's me and J-Mac were talking about this yesterday on the post. That play, while yes, like it's tough to defend Cairo at this point, bro. Like, yes, he's accurate. Yes, I would rather have him at Soldier Field than anybody else right now. It is a difficult spot to kick, but like those moments, you've got to do one of two things. You've either got to have 2 kickers on your roster, like actually on your roster, or you got to move on from Cairo.
Your roof's got more layers than the Conspiracy Podcast.
Is that a sandwich wrapper?
Ah, yes. Vintage 1988. It really builds character.
Avondale Roofing. Inspect smarter, dig deeper, and get to the core of your roof's health.
Can I ask you one other thing?
Yeah.
Regarding the roster, and I'm really curious where you're at with it. What is the Jaylon Johnson concern level?
I think he came back before he was fully healthy. I think it's one of those, I know he shouldn't be back on his field right now. I think it's a 6 to 8 week injury, like actual recovery time, and then you start rehab. He had surgery and was posting pictures of him rehabbing like 4 days later. I think he rushed himself back. I think that he's not healthy enough, and the thing that makes me feel that way is Dennis Allen wasn't putting him on the best matchups. There's not a world when Jalen's healthy where you don't put him on Jaden Reed, and there was a lot of world this week where he was not on Jaden Reed. There was a lot of world this week where he wasn't covering Christian Watson.
He got smoked.
Yeah.
By Christian Watson
And I'll be honest with you, it was a bad game overall. Because he's the one that can make the tackle that stops Josh Jacobs. He doesn't get his head in there.
This is where the hater comments are going to come in, if they're still watching.
Yeah, they're watching.
I think I move on at the end of the year, if I can. I think I'm good on Jaylon Johnson. If we really take an honest appraisal of it, he hasn't been good in 2 years. He's been unavailable largely this year. He was not good last year.
Yeah.
He hasn't been good in 2 years. Now he's been hurt.
Well, he was still the best PBU DB in football last year.
Are we sure about that?
100%.
I don't think he was the best cover DB in football last year.
He's pretty much up there. Now, where to me I think some of the issues come in with Jaylon, tackling on the goal line, tackling period, and I think that popped up yesterday. Here's what I will say to your point, though. I think the bigger question is Jaylon Johnson the kind of DB that Dennis Allen wants in this defense, or that Al Harris wants in this defense?
He should be, right? It's a man coverage defense.
But we've seen they kind of want more of those lanky guys, those I mean, you went out and you drafted Zay Frazier, right? Like you go out and Deshaun Wright's one of your top guys who you also lost in that game. Like I think that there's more of a question on that with him and Tyreek than there is that Jaylon has fallen off. And the number one thing you need while he's a big money guy, no matter what, you need pass rush, dog. Like, yesterday should have proved that to you. They killed you on every touchdown play with 3x1s.
Yeah, am I missing something? 2024. So 2023, he had an NFL passer rating against of 33.3. It was fantastic. It was for my money, he was the best corner in football in 2023. 2024, he had 4 pass breakups and a passer rating against of 85.7. I just remember, and I remember giving benefit of the doubt that like the season got away from them, and Jaylon was the loudest critic of Matt Eberflus vocally, that maybe he just like wasn't checked in. But then this year happens where
and he's banged up.
He's banged up, and he hasn't been good when he's on the field.
Well, I mean, he only had the one play, and then he got banged up. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Literally a PBU. But then got banged up.
Then he comes back. Like, it is a little more concerning to me that he comes back and you're getting burnt. Like, you got torched by Christian Watson.
Yeah,
in a bump and run.
I would say my conversation is Jaylon as important as we once thought for this defense? And I said this when it happened. I think you were on the pod with me. If it came down to including Jaylon in a trade for a legit pass rusher, done. And I love Jaylon. I want Jaylon on this team. I would like to have Jaylon with the legit pass rusher. But I watched Khalil Mack show up in this city and turn Kyle Fuller into a dude that played football into a Pro Bowler. Yeah. Into one of the best corners in football. Pass rush is more important than DB to me in every single world. And I think that also holds true for Dennis Allen. And that's where I would say if you're going to have a question or make a move on him, it probably comes down to we need to pay somebody big money in this pass rush.
I'd also just add to, like, this is going to be built through improving the defensive line. Yeah. And it's not like Jaylon Johnson at this point is Derek Stingley. You know what I mean? He's not healthy Sauce Gardner.
Right.
He's not the best corner in football anymore.
Not right now.
But you got to pay him that way.
Yeah.
So if there's a way that I can maybe move on and spend a little less there so I can spend a little more at defensive end, I'm doing it.
Yeah. And the biggest thing for me is Al Harris still on this defense next year? Because if he is, I feel confident in whatever you do at DB. You know what I mean? Like, is Al Harris going to be in the running for a defensive coordinator job? I mean, there's only now he can go up to being a defensive coordinator, where before he was an assistant head coach. So I don't think that assistant. If you're the assistant head coach, you can only become a head coach, right? I don't think you can make a lateral.
Yeah,
move.
you can't do the lateral move.
So you can only become a head coach. So to me, like, I think that's more of the conversation.
Like, he can go be a DC, but he can't.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Al Harris can be a DC because he's not the assistant head coach anymore. That's my only question. Do we see Al Harris get a DC role? But if he's here next year, I'm fine moving on from both of the DBs that you had this season that you thought were going to be big parts for you because you saw what he did with the unit that stepped in. Nashawn Wright becoming the turnover leader in football was not on my bingo card.
Do we know if Al Harris has aspirations of being a DC? He's been a DB's coach for like 13 years.
But he was the assistant head coach in Dallas. So there was, I would assume there's a
lob a title
aspiration.
I'll stick around.
Can you have two assistant
We're going to
head
make you the assistant head coach.
Is there a rule against that? Can you
I have
have
no
two assistant
idea.
head coaches? I think that might be
We can make Al Harris an assistant to the assistant head coach.
Yeah, I love it. Vice assistant head coach. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Like, whatever it is. Like, what he's done with this unit has been phenomenal. I think that's the biggest thing for me, where I know he can get that out of anybody. Like, Nick McLeod was not a good player last year.
Yeah.
Nick McLeod is giving you some really good cover minutes this season.
Yeah, and they were trying to attack him yesterday.
And they were. Like, that's the thing. Like, people are like, we're going to pick on Nick McLeod. And he's like, all right, pick on me. Like, I know where to be. I know what I'm doing. So, like, that gives me a little more calm in if we're going to move on from Jaylon Johnson or not. But I said it when Ben Johnson got hired, dog. There's going to be a lot of players here whose favorite Chicago Bear isn't your favorite Chicago Bear in a couple of years. I'll be real with you. I love DJ Moore. I'm probably the last DJ Moore defender here. I think if you give him the football, if you give him targets, if you give him plays down the field, he's still a good wide receiver. Ben Johnson ain't giving him targets. That probably says something. And there have been games where he has. 2 games ago, DJ Moore was getting two touchdowns, right? There have been those games. But it's not consistent. It's not Roma Dunze.
And if somebody wants to flip me a 3rd-round pick to take on DJ's money, bye-bye.
And I think that's the thing, right? Like, there's going to be a lot of players that we like. Like, DJ Moore's probably one of my favorite people in that locker room. He may not be here in a couple of years. He may not be here next year.
Yeah.
Jaylon Johnson is one of my favorite people in that locker room. There's a conversation there. That's what a new coach does. That's what bringing a new coach in does. And when you're not the kind of player that we go with, listen, I love Austin Booker. Guess what they're going to try to do this offseason? Find somebody better.
Yep.
It's not going to be just let them develop and figure it out. They are going to go out, and Dennis Allen is going to say, I was looking up pass rushers this morning coming out of college. If I can get, what's old boy from Illinois? What's his name? Defensive end. He's got like 11 and a half sacks, whatever it is. But
I know you're talking about. I'm not top of mind for me either.
Where is it at? I just texted somebody about it. Give it a sec. Gabe Jacas.
Yes.
If I can get a Gabe Jacas in the 2nd round, guess what Dennis Allen's going to do? He's going to go get the 6'3", 275-pound defensive end with 11 and a half sacks in the Big Ten.
You better not wait till the 2nd round to get a defensive end. That's all I'll say. I would like to. I'll just put this out there once again.
Listen, when you've got a bottom 20 pick,
we are trading up for David Bailey.
Ooh, little prayer circle.
The candles have been lit.
Yeah,
we are trading up for David Bailey.
I love a good prayer circle. I love how you explained it last time.
This is the year.
So you didn't
we
go
are
hard
trading up for David Bailey.
So you didn't go hard enough. You said it's kind of satanic last year. You got to go full in, bro. Like, you got to deal with a little bit of lights flickering around the house. You got to deal with
I'll tell you, it's unlikely I'm going to heaven. It's not very likely. I don't think I'll be going to heaven. I don't think I'll be there.
I probably won't be there, but I'll tell you what, phenomenal place that Satan the devil, he gets after it. You know what I mean? Great guy, phenomenal guy. Wait a minute. What are you talking about? Let's finish it out with this. Big shout out to everybody who supports the Chicago Bears podcast. We do got to, of course, get to our underdog play for tonight, a Monday Night Football underdog play. And decent game here, actually. Chargers versus Philly.
Yeah.
I said I think Philly bounces back in a major way. They only have a couple of these games. They're usually after a loss where most of the team feels like we shouldn't have lost that game. And then you look and they put up like 35 and you go, oh, okay. All right, well, that makes sense. They were pissed off that day and decided to lock in. I think this is one of those games, and big Jalen Hurts day for me.
I feel totally differently, so I don't know how we're going to put this together. Because I said last week was either the Eagles let some steam off on the Bears or the death cycle starts. I think they're in nightmare mode, man. We saw it in 2023. It's a locker room that'll let some quits seep in. I don't know that I buy they're going across the country tonight against a gotta have it Chargers team and just lighten it up.
How about we go with the obvious? Jalen Hurts rush or receiving touchdown, basically tush push.
No, I would actually say no.
You think the tush push has been found out and they go away from it?
I think they're done with it.
Really?
Yeah, Jalen Hurts looked tired of it. I don't think they're going to go to it very often.
Wow. The tush push is broke. You did say this last week. You said, I think the Bears broke the tush push.
Solved.
You play out. You try to get to Hurts. That maybe.
I'd just be cautious. I don't think it's automatic. Why not?
No tackles.
Herbert's a tough motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
That's one thing. He just had hand surgery. I remember when he was playing on a cracked rib in Kansas City and throwing dimes.
Is he not Phillip Rivers?
I think he's Lions Matthew Stafford, where he's tough.
Lions Matthew Stafford never had a team this good.
No, I agree, but
I feel like Lions Matthew Stafford with a team this good wins a lot of games. Well, Justin Herbert wins a lot of games.
They're kind of the same.
Okay, all right. Yeah, Matthew Stafford rookie year with the AC joint popped out on the final play,
and he went anyway. Yeah, he's just tough as fuck.
All right, okay. What do you like on Herbert? 212.5 pass yards, higher, lower.
Let's go higher on that.
You like higher on that one? All right, let's go higher on that one. Anything on Saquon Barkley today?
No. He hasn't been able to run the ball all year.
I'm not gonna
and
lie.
I'm looking at a number that starts with a 7.
70.5 rush yards.
Lower
on that? You like a lower on that?
I'm cool with it. I mean, I think it's crazy Saquon's number starts with a 7 when he hasn't been able to run all year.
That's probably why the lower is might be the play there. Now, Omarion Hampton back. Like an Omarion Hampton getting after that Philly. They just got run on by the Bears a lot.
How much does Vidal cut into the carries, though? What about a Keenan Allen touchdown higher? Receiving touchdown higher.
A little anytime tutty for Keenan Allen on that one. Has not had a touchdown, in 6 weeks here?
Yeah, but early in the year, he was kind of that safety valve in the end zone for Herbert.
Hey, if you go with those three right there, $20 gets you $217, Shea, as we say here on the Monday show. That's not bad for a Monday night.
Yeah.
And it's actually a game we can watch. We've had a couple of games where it's been like, just put the play in and kind of go to sleep. Like, wake up in the morning, watch a movie with the wife, see what you want.
I'm excited to watch. And like I mentioned, I've worked with something like for how many straight days. I have tomorrow off, so tonight I'm just going to pour a glass of wine, sit back, watch the game, enjoy myself.
Look at you becoming a sophisticated human being.
Oh, we know.
Nice little quarter zip sweater. I mean, nice jeans today. Little fresh haircut out here. Little waft. No.
There's so many jokes we could make about the quarter zip right now.
It is quarter zip time of year, dog. There's a lot that's going on with the quarter zip. You know who had a quarter zip on in a recent documentary that was released?
P. Diddy?
Oh, yeah. He's rocking the quarter zip heavy, baby.
I'm not surprised.
He's all in. Listen, download the Underdog app today. Sign up with the promo code CBP to score $100 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. Is promo code CBP. Underdog, make picks, win money. EOQ, the disclaimer. Must be 18 years or older, 19 or older in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 or older in Colorado for some games, 21 or over in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. That'll do it for us here on the Chicago Bears podcast. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love as always. Big shout out to the Advantage Dealer Group as well. Find your next Chevy, Toyota, or Acura and drive off in under 60 minutes so they'll make your first car payment. Also brought to you by the Hard Rock Casino in Northern Indiana. Las Vegas style gaming, just 30 minutes from Soldier Field, exit 6, right off I-80 94. Shea, finish it off with this. Do the Bears bounce back next week?
Yeah, I think so.
Is this a close game or is this a Ben Johnson kind of?
I'm not.
Remember John Scott when like they hit Jonathan Taze and he's just got people pinned up against the glass, punching him in the face.
It's like
That's how I feel.
It's like we haven't done a podcast together for going on 2 years now. You think you're gonna get me to pick a blowout? Are you out of your fucking mind?
Dog.
No. By 1 or 100, just beat Cleveland.
Yeah, you got to beat Cleveland. I'd be sad if you don't beat Cleveland. Hey, man. For Shea, Norling, it's your boy, Pat the Designer. Back at it again. We thank you guys for tuning in and listening. As always, y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Bear down. One love. Bears are okay. We're fine. We're 9-4. We're second in the division. We are 7th in the NFC.
That's fine. That's a playoff spot.
That is.
It's a playoff spot.
That was a big drop. That was a big drop.
Getting scary. The whole season is gravy on your mashed potatoes.
Yeah. If the Packers lose this week, it's right back. Yeah, you got Denver. You're right back in, baby. Just take care of business.
There's no reason to be scared.